Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
In this video, I will answer a thought-provoking question that was asked by a gentleman. And the question is, being an atheist, me being an atheist, where do my values come from? Okay? I'll not tell you what religion he came from, because then what happens is people start attacking that person or the religion, which I don't want. So the question is, being an atheist, a person who does not believe in God, who does not read or follow religious books, where do my values come from? Okay, good question. So I'll answer this question. Feel free to put down your thoughts down below, and I always read and acknowledge them. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in the Middle East, especially Dubai, UAE. People also book my services for coaching, consulting, whether they're personal problems, professional problems, and stuff they cannot share with others, and where they need a unique perspective. And finally, when people are migrating to Canada, Australia, parts of Europe, or US, I have a few contacts there, so I can give them information that is generally not shared publicly. Okay, details are put down below. So, where do my values come from? If you see me looking like this, I've just written down a few notes. Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you ask somebody like you being an atheist, where do your values come from? That means you're presupposing, you're assuming that all religious people who believe in God, they get their values from God. Or people who read religious books, they get their values from religious books. So that is the assumption. And a person who's an atheist, who doesn't believe in God, doesn't read any books, how can he get anything good? There's nothing good that comes from atheism, nothing. You just follow logic. And so if that is your foundation, which obviously it is, then my counter question to you is, when people get their values from God or from the religious texts, then why do they commit crimes? Why do they do bad things to other people? And I'm not talking of extreme stuff like murder and rape and all that. Even simple things like gossiping, even simple things like being jealous, envious. Then you will say, yeah, it's human nature. It is human beings. Do you have free will? Okay. So then automatically you will say that a person has a choice to do good or bad. We will teach them. They will choose whether they want to do good or bad. That's up to them. And everyone has free will. He can choose to decide what he wants to do. So by that very admission, you have answered my question. So even being an atheist, I don't have to read a book or listen to a God theory to do good. Like, for example, I don't harm my daughter. I have a daughter. Do I need to read a religious book? Don't harm your daughter. Or let's say, this is my fourth wife. I used to cheat on all my previous partners. Okay, I was a playboy. But with this woman, I am very loyal, very faithful. And I didn't read it anywhere in any book. Or even if it is written in any book, okay, you should be loyal and faithful to your wife. I mean, the days where I was actually cheating on my wife, whatever, I was religious. I used to pray to God and go to the church and all that. Yet I was cheating. But today when I'm an atheist, I'm not doing it. So it has nothing got to do with God or nothing got to do. If that was the case, no human being would do anything bad on the planet, especially who are religious. Why? Because every religious book, at least that's what I suppose, every religious book has chapters where they say do good to human beings, do good to others, sacrifice, fasting, be charitable, help the poor, pray to God, be humble. Okay, if human beings would follow everything that was written in a book, then there would be religious people would not commit any crime. But what happens is people cherry pick. Okay, I will do this, but this one is very tough. I'll not do this. I don't forget here. Like, for example, any religion, I'm pretty sure smoking, drinking, drugs, uh, sex, being crazy about sex, cheating on your partner, there's no religion, or at least the popular ones, they don't say you must drink alcohol and get drunk, or you must smoke cigarettes and damage your health, or you must cheat on your wife or cheat other people, tell lies. None of the religions say this, but people still do it. So the fact of the matter is, even if you tell people, even if God has written down in a book, they're not going to follow it. So the values don't come from these books. Those are theories. Whether people follow or not is individual. Okay, that's the first point that I need to tell you. See, and if I was in a debate, the second thing I would tell you is, this is only if I was in a debate, which I'm not, I'm in a discussion. Most of the horrific crimes that have been committed, even today, have been because of the concept of a God. Like Hindus, Muslims, Christians and Hindus, Muslims and Christians, they're all happening in the name of religion. My team versus yours. I know what you'll say. Hitler, Pol Pot, Mao Zedong and all these people. Yeah, they didn't believe in God, but they didn't murder or kill people for religious purposes. They didn't do it for religious purposes. They did it for political purposes. And Hitler was a Christian. Okay, you can do a little bit of research. So I'm not saying Christians are bad, or these people, the reason why they killed was not because of atheism, was not, I want to spread atheism, that's why I'm killing people. No, they wanted political power. So just to be clear. And if you're going to look at history, most of the murders that have taken place have been for religious reasons, like burning of women, witches, then the crusades that were taking place, or even the spread of religion. One religious group would kill the other religious group to spread their religion, culture, tradition. So I'm not going there. I'm not going 2,000, 3,000 years ago. I'm telling you today, right now. There is so much of differentiation. We don't need to go extreme. Very simple thing. How do you think Muslims feel when you start converting Muslims to another religion? How do you think Hindus feel when you start distributing Bibles or Quran or interfaith marriages? How do you think a Christian family would feel if they renounce Christianity? So there is that clannishness. There is that, no, our religion has to spread, which is not wrong. You want your group to grow bigger. But do you see the problem? So it doesn't offer any good values. It offers our camp, our group, our gang has to become bigger. Okay. The next point that I want to mention is common sense, critical thinking, being rational, having the ability to discern bad from good. You don't need a religious book for this. Like, for example, common sense. Let's say I'll not squeeze the neck of this child. It's common sense. You don't need a religious book. Or I will eat first and leave my daughter hungry. I don't need a religious book to tell me that that is wrong. In the same way, cheating on my wife and it'll hurt her feelings. I don't need a religious book to tell me. I know. So, common sense, rational thinking, critical thinking, all this doesn't come from religion or religious books. Then, like I said, if I was in a debate, there are a lot of harmful religious practices. You can go, I don't know whether it's Shia or Sunni Muslims, they whip themselves until blood comes out and cut themselves. A very graphic video. They even do that to small children. In Islam, if you're gay or if you are lesbian, it's not allowed. In Christianity, all other religions are idol worshippers. In Hinduism, they have maybe, that love jihad concept, which they keep bashing up the Muslims, or if you eat beef, they can cause you harm. So there are a lot of outdated religious practices which are not good. So once again, you see, the values don't come from there. Now, I can keep going on and on about the drawbacks of religion. It's not that if you don't follow any religion, okay? This I want to make clear. It's not that if you're an atheist, you are superior. There are a lot of people who don't believe in religion and they make fun of religion, but if you talk to them, they are absolute idiots. I have plenty of such individuals who are in my WhatsApp groups. They think they are very cool because they are atheists. So I'm an atheist. I don't believe in this outdated religion. Ha ha ha. You are so dumb. No, they still are idiots. Okay. So it doesn't, and at the same time, it doesn't mean if you believe in a God that you're a dumb idiot. Everyone has their core beliefs. There are some exceptionally intelligent people who are religious, and there are exceptional minds who are not religious. Okay. So you choose which lifestyle you want. But having said that, the main topic that was being asked is, where do your values come from? For me, I don't know about others, but I'm talking for me. Being an ex-Christian, I did get a few values or good advice, like honor your father and mother, fear God, be good. However, these pieces of advice were very generic, and some of them were outright really bad, like fear God. If you do good to other people, then you'll enjoy heaven. Then, like some Muslims say, land of milk and honey and 72 virgins. So you do this, you'll get a lot of benefits for the rest of your life, and you have to fall and worship it. So that I felt was very insincere in a religion. Oh, you do this to our God, only then you'll get it. So there have been good ideas, there have been bad ideas. In the Christian book, one of my favorites was the book of Proverbs, even Ecclesiasticus. I've read them. It's brilliant. So good literature. However, the person that I am today, a good father, I assume that I'm good, or average father who does not harm his daughter. I've given her the freedom to live her life, but within the values framework. Even my wife, we have a good, happy married life. I don't smoke, I don't drink. I used to sleep around, I don't. So these values did not come from any religion. It came from making a personal choice. If I don't treat anyone like shit, it's not because God told me or a religious book told me. Okay? So I choose the values, I choose what I wish to be. So in answer to your question, my values come from my thinking, critical thinking, rational thinking, common sense, and personal integrity, that whether someone is looking or not looking, this is who I choose to be and this is what I will be. Okay? So does that mean if you get your values from a book, are you a bad guy? Or no, I'm not saying. All I tell people, any religion, whatever religion you believe, follow, whatever it is, follow it, but just make sure you don't hurt and harm anyone. If you don't want to make friends with other religions, you don't want other religions to spread, you want your religion to spread, fine, all that agenda, that's perfectly okay, but just don't harm anyone. You don't want to do good, don't do good, but don't harm. So I hope this answers your question. And by the way, good question. Feel free to ask me questions like that. I like questions like this. I should have answered this some time ago. It was quite a old question that was put. So let me know, what are your thoughts? Where do your values come from? Feel free to tell me, whether it's a book or whether it's God or whether it's your own mind. Whatever it is, comment down below. I would love to read your answers. And yeah, let those questions keep coming. All right. Good, bad, ugly, comment. This is me signing off. You guys take care.